Comedy Bronze immediately regrets this.
Welcome to Comedy Bronze.
Welcome back to Fighting on Chris's Stuff.
Fighting on Chris? Are you fighting on my stuff?
No, I'm fighting the urge. I've been fighting the urge the whole 10, 15 minutes I've been sitting here.
We're recording today in my bedroom.
In Chris's bedroom.
Which sounds a little bit better than the vacant bedroom next to me that all our previous in-person recordings that were not in the unbelievably high-ceilinged downstairs dining room were in.
Yep.
Because there's furniture in here and it absorbs a bit of the echo.
It does.
Why are we recording in my bedroom, Sean?
Because my computer died.
Why did your computer die, Sean?
It may have been my fault.
What were you doing, Sean?
I was moving my my computer's guts from one case to another.
Why were you doing that, Sean?
Because the first computer case didn't have enough room in it and there wasn't enough airflow. And I got a new graphics card and a new case and I wanted to put it all in there. So I don't know for certain if it was me, but it probably was me. It was probably me. It was either that or my motherboard has just given up the ghost.
But either way, everything's dead.
Yep.
And you don't have a computer.
Yep. So, ideally I'll have one tomorrow when I get a new motherboard, but let's see what happens.
Alright, cool beans.
Yeah.
All my stuff still works.
Yeah, and is covered in rubbish.
Yes, I do live in a mess.
Yeah, it's horrible in here, people.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing with that episode of The Simpsons where Bart is a delivery boy.
Yes.
And he delivers to Lenny's house.
Yeah.
And Lenny is like eating a bowl of cereal in the middle of an empty room in his underpants and he just says, "Please don't tell people how I live."
Yes, that's right.
Please don't tell people how I live, Sean.
But I already have. I guess you can cut it out if you can find it.
I'm not gonna.
No. That'd be a whole
Alright, so we're starved for material this week, as we are every week, so you know what that means.
Yeah. It's time for, drumroll please, Editor Chris. He's shaking his head.
No, there's no drum rolls.
I don't get a drum roll?
No.
So you were lying last week when you said that I'm allowed to request stuff?
Yes.
And it will happen?
Yes, I was lying.
Okay, you're lying. Okay,
I was lying.
Okay, so drum roll, please.
You know what? I'm going to put in crickets there. Just out of spite.
We're going to be doing some more reviews on the new 52, which is really the old 52 now, since they've now rebooted.
The almost Neolithic 52 at this point. They haven't rebooted yet, have they? Oh, yeah, they just did.
They just did. It was like a month ago, 2 months ago. I will bring up the list.
We're not quite done with them, because there's still all those 52 comics we haven't yet reviewed.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking bunch of them.
Having a drink of water.
Yeah, do that. I did not hit enter, phone, you piece of shit. Tell me what to do.
This is just the kind of professionalism that everyone has come to expect from Comedy Bronze.
Oh, yeah. It's why
Not only are we ready, we're double ready. We're so ready we have to look things up on air.
Oh, yeah. We're so ready that this is definitely why we're one of the most downloaded podcasts on iTunes.
Absolutely.
By the way, if you haven't, look for us on iTunes. We're totally there.
Look out, Chris Hardwick. We're coming for you.
Yeah, I would come for him. Oh, Chris Hardwick. Make those bedroom eyes at me. What?
I didn't say anything.
Okay. Where did we get up to? We did Justice League. We did Justice League Dark. We didn't do Justice League International.
No, we didn't do Justice League International.
Right. So, who are the members of Justice League International?
Booster Gold!
Booster Gold. Is it a Batman? Or one of the Batmen?
No, I don't think there's a Batman. There's
No, it's Batman.
What? Oh, okay. Let me see. I might recognise them.
Okay.
So we got Booster Gold. That's Guy Gardner.
Yep.
It's one of the Green Lanterns.
Yep.
That's Ice.
Right.
That's General in something armor. That's I don't know anyone else.
Okay.
Some people.
Some characters.
General in iron armor, maybe.
Oh, hang on. They might have the list of characters.
Like Glorious General. He's got like one of those long Romance of the Three Kingdoms names.
I'm just looking up all the characters. Well, if he's in there, he doesn't have that name, Chris.
What's he called?
So the featured characters are... the August General in Iron.
August General in Iron. That's
Batman, Booster Gold, Fire, Godiva, Guy Gardner, Ice, Rocket Red, and Vixen. And supporting characters are Andre Briggs and Emerson Esposito. And the villains were the Signalmen.
The Signalmen?
Well, it's 2 words, so Signalmen.
Alright, this is what I remember about Justice League International. It was pretty good. There was an ongoing plot about earthquakes or something. I don't know. Booster Gold was funny. The end. What do you remember about it?
The UN assembles a team of international heroes to find out what happened to some missing explorers in Peru.
No. What does Wikipedia... No, I didn't ask what Wikipedia thinks.
Okay.
What do you think about JLI?
I read the first issue and didn't care.
All right. Well, that's your review of JLI. Next.
Yeah, it was not interesting.
I feel like these are getting lazier as we go on.
Well, it just wasn't interesting. It didn't... There was a few that did grab me, and this wasn't one of it. So, the next one on the list is Legion Lost. Do you remember Legion Lost, Chris?
Yeah, Legion Lost was yet another of the... Do you already know everything there is to know about the DC Universe? You don't? Well, get fucked.
Yep. Because there's a shitload of characters in there that I'd never heard of.
Legion Lost is part of it ties into the Superboy Teen Titans giant crossover thing.
Yeah.
It's about a group of, I think they're younger, they're like teenager-ish.
Chameleon Girl, Dawnstar, Gates,
Brainiac 5.
Tellus, Timberwolf, Tyrock, and Wildfire.
Is Brainiac 5 not in there?
No.
Oh, I thought Brainiac 5 was in there. Yeah, they're like lost or something. As the name would imply.
Yeah, they've broken through the Flashpoint wall.
Yes, the Flashpoint wall, of course.
And now they're back here.
Yeah. And their ultimate enemy is the Time Trapper.
The Time Trapper.
Oh, well. That's not just them. That's like the Legion of Superheroes. I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Which is like the far future galactic spanning Justice League. Their ultimate foe is the Time Trapper.
Next time we're going to the Time Trapper.
The Time Trapper. Oh man, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Clang, clang, clang.
Yeah. Legion Lost was one issue, didn't bother sticking with it.
No, and you shouldn't.
So if you're down at your local comic standard, you see Legion Lost #1, you know not to bother.
Probably because people have just left it there. Next was Legion of Superheroes.
Absolutely no... Maybe that had Brainiac 5 in it.
It did. Brainiac 5, Chameleon Boy, because apparently Chameleon Girl wasn't good enough for Legion of Superheroes.
No, she is. She's just lost.
Okay. Chemical Kid, Comet Queen, Cosmic
Chemical
Boys.
Kid?
Cosmic Boy. Isn't that what the My Chemical Romance followers call themselves? Chemical Kids?
Don't think so.
No, it is now.
They call themselves the MC Army.
They're an army now, are they?
Well, no, it's just the band is abbreviated to MCR.
Okay.
And you go MC Army.
I thought the followers of Akadaka were an army.
I don't know what the followers of Akadaka... You've tricked me into revealing that I like My Chemical Romance.
Anyway,
how did I fall for this again?
Cosmic Boy, Dragon Wing, Dream Girl, Glorith, Element Lad, Harmonia...
Wait, they're both Chemical Boy and Element Lad?
Oh, yeah. Chemical Kid. And,
Chemical Kid.
Yeah, and Cosmic Boy.
And Cosmic Boy. Chemical Kid...
It gets better. Harmonia and Invisible Kid. Lightning Lass. Mon-El, Phantom Girl, Polar Boy, Shadow Lass, Shrinking Violet, Star Boy, Sun Boy, and Ultra Boy.
There are a lot of boys.
Yeah.
And girls and lasses.
Yeah.
And lads.
Yeah. Why is there...
Please tell me that Chemical Kid and Element Lad are dating. That would be perfect.
No, they're both vying for the attention of Lightning Lass and Shadow Lass, respectively.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Also, there's a reference to Karate Kid.
There was a Karate Kid at some point.
There was an actual character called the Karate Kid. I need to find out everything I can about Karate Kid, because that sounds so dumb.
Both DC and Marvel are littered with the wreckage of a decision to take things seriously after many decades of writers not taking things seriously.
It is a really weird decision that they keep making over and over again, much to the anger of everyone who reads it.
What?
Like their decision to just keep doing this.
Doing what?
Dumb things. And trying to take themselves seriously. All the time.
No, you can take things...
okay, so Karate Kid is literally just Iron Fist light.
Oh,
like, he's even got the neck thing.
Yeah, he does.
Fuck you.
Alright, so, Legion of Superheroes, Gablur. What else you got?
Yeah, okay. He was a founding member of the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, wow. Well, you know your organisation is good for one of your founding members of Karate Kid. Yes, of course. George Washington, Benjamin Franklin.
Karate Kid!
Karate Kid!
Look, you can see his signature right here. It's just a fist.
Fucking Toucan Sam.
Oh, man, how much better would American history would have been if it was, rather than George Washington and all that, it was the It was the icons of cereal.
So it was like Tony the Tiger, Toucan Sam, Count Chocula, and Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch, yeah. And that leprechaun from the...
Lucky the leprechaun.
Yeah, Lucky the leprechaun.
The Lucky Charms.
Oh no! I see demons! I see demons! Next up was... Men of War.
Oh, Men of War! Now, Men of War was fucking Sergeant Rock and Easy Company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Corporal/Sergeant Joe Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was boring, the end.
Yeah. Like, why did they try to make an army comic?
Because they had the characters.
But, I mean...
Well, no, because the New 52 was attempting to cast a really wide net to get as many new readers as possible. So there was all the superhero stuff, and there were a few, like, modern military exploit comics. Like Black Hawks from last week and Men of War. I think there was one other. Which were meant to be, like... I don't know, horribly misplaced boys' own adventures.
It doesn't make sense. Like, in the 40s it would have been fine to have Men of War. Like, check out what our boys are doing over in Nazi Germany where they're kicking Hitler up the ruckus. That sort of thing. Like, that makes sense back then when everything was, ha, yes, I'll just wind up my car and take my best girl out to a talkie. It doesn't make sense now because it's all because they have to go on that other angle. It's like, yes, children are much more educated now, so they know
war is hell.
Yeah, war is hell. So every 7-year-old in the world has seen Platoon.
Sergeant Rock and Easy Company burn a village.
Yeah, just like they have to sit on a UN trial for crimes against humanity.
Sergeant Rock goes to The Hague.
Yeah. Men of War wasn't any good, and you shouldn't really read it. And
I'm pretty sure it ceased publication almost immediately.
Yeah, like they would have had to have just dropped it. They would have sold enough issues for them to possibly print a second issue, and then they would have gone, oh right, no one cares because it's not the 40s. Everyone, okay, let's just scrap that and go to a talkie. Mr. Terrific was the next in the list.
Mr. Terrific has a T on his face.
Yes. And his superpower is his shiny metal balls.
That's right, he does have shiny metal balls.
Oh, shine. Look at him shine. Look at him shining.
Oh, I get it. You're doing an old Greg.
Well, it's not old Greg, but it's from the same show. Close enough, Chris.
I am hip with all of the pop culture. Yeah, I don't remember Mr. Terrific was about... his name sounds like actionably similar to Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He was some sort of genius super guy.
Yes, he rides his T-spheres all over the place. T-spheres. Tank balls.
He had a T on his face.
Yeah.
He had a T on his face, sure.
Yeah. I feel like...
The guy had a T on his face. That's a supervillain costume.
Well, yeah, actually. Silver
Wait, no, hang on. I just remembered. In a lot of the Civil War stuff that I didn't read, there is a guy who has, like, punctuation and letters all over his outfit.
You sure it's not the question?
No, it's not the question. The question doesn't have anything.
Oh, okay.
The question just dresses like Humphrey Bogart with no face.
That's true.
Humphrey Bogart with no face and boobs. There's a lady question.
Oh, right, okay. Nightwing.
Nightwing I kept with
for a while.
For a little while, actually. Nightwing was fairly decent. It was Dick Grayson out on his own doing stuff. It was a terribly convoluted circus-based murder mystery from memory.
Wasn't it after he'd gotten back to Gotham after being out on his own for a while?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he'd been out...
I don't think it's even set in Gotham. I think it's set in Bloodhaven or whatever secondary town he's become. Blood.
Oh no, after travelling around a lot and a year-long stint as Batman...
Ah, yes.
Dick Grayson is excited to be back on the streets of Gotham as Nightwing.
Alright, you're right then.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the city has somehow become more violent, and he encounters yet another murderous psycho in an alley. With brutal precision, Dick takes the criminal down. Oh god, that sounded really dirty. Like, you just like, I want you to, editor Chris.
Yeah.
Future editor Chris.
Criminal takes the dick down.
Yeah, can you, I want to redo that in a second. I want you to put like some porn bass underneath it, like some slap bass.
You are expecting far too much from future editor Chris.
With brutal precision, Dick takes the criminal down.
And scene.
Yeah. 2 towels!
Literally all I can remember about Nightwing is that there is a scene that occurs in both It and Batman.
Right.
One of the Batman comics.
One of the Batman.
And the dialogue and actions are either exactly the same to the point where they use the same art, and I was angry, or they're completely different and it makes no sense, and I was also angry.
Whichever way you were angry.
Whichever one it was, I was angry.
Yeah. Now, here is something that I saw the cover of when they were showing the covers in the weeks prior to the release of the New 52. They were showing the covers. I saw the cover and I was like, that looks so dumb, I feel like I'm going to love it. And it was OMAC. I was like, oh, so the Hulk had sex with a gorilla and
a computer.
And a computer.
Yeah, OMAC is a big blue computer gorilla thing with a fin on his head. Does he have a fin on his head?
No, it's his hair.
That's his hair.
He's got hair. He's got hair.
What?
He's got hair. It's all hair.
Oh, right.
It's hair all the way down.
And I have no idea what the fuck OMAC is about. OMAC is apparently pretty good.
Has it gotten better?
I don't know. I didn't read
Office management amidst chaos.
That's... What? Is that
what OMAC stands for?
Oh. It's better than MODOK.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
MODOF.
MODOF?
Mental organism designed only for filing.
So, yeah, OMAC. Do you even remember what OMAC was about?
I remember a guy got thrown in a basement and then he went OMAC and broke everything.
Didn't he, infiltrate a building? Like he was trying to climb through vents at one point?
I feel like he was there by accident.
Yeah. So he's basically like Techno Hulk, right?
Yeah, I guess.
He gets too close to computers and then turns into OMAC.
I don't think that's the transformation trigger, no.
It should be. Oh no! Someone's got a microchip nearby!
Yeah, OMAC was a lot sillier than it was bad, so I'm going to give it a pass.
Yeah. Look, I think I only read the first 2 issues. I'd probably go back. I'd probably go back and have a look.
Have an OMAC?
I'd have an OMAC. A bit of an OMAC afternoon. Just check that shiz out.
Double mornings.
Yeah. Everybody's favourite, Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Oh, here we go. Alright, now we're just going to do a fucking whatever.
Biggest fuck you to the fans of Starfire ever.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
What was that? Whose comic was that?
It was Dave Willis. It was short packed. I've already linked to it in a previous set of show notes. But
link to it again.
It tells you everything you need to know about Red Hood and the Outlaws. Red Hood and the Outlaws doesn't get any better.
It really doesn't?
It in fact gets even worse from that point.
See, I read that first issue and I was like, wow, this character that is beloved of so many is now a sex robot.
Well, the other characters are not any better. Although, Jason Todd is always a turd, but he's even more of a turd. There's Roy Harper, who is generally okay, has a stupid trucker hat on.
For no really good reason. I need to... I feel like the artist is just like, I can't draw too much hair. So I've already drawn too much hair this issue.
Starfire has enough hair for anyone, because her hair goes on forever.
Yeah.
She's like Spawn. But with hair instead of
hair, yeah.
Red Hood and the Outlaws also ties into... We're probably going to have to do a full segment on it, which will not be today.
No.
On the culling, which is the great big crossover event between Superboy, Teen Titans, Legion Lost, Red Hood and the Outlaws, and probably one other that I've forgotten.
All right, well, this was after I stopped reading.
Oh, yeah, this was like a year later.
This was when I moved on to other titles.
Resoundingly terrible, and some of the worst comics I've ever had the misfortune to read.
Wow.
But that'll do it for now. If you've enjoyed this latest...
New 52
reviews. Latest stop on the endless train of New 52 reviews.
Yeah. So it's time for us to wind up our talkie and take the car out to...
Take my best girl down to a zoo barn.
Yeah.
What's a zoo?
I don't know. Just the ad. Do the ad.
Discotheque.
Discotheque.
Do you find yourself yearning for a simpler time? Slower time? A time when Michael Bay was a localized pest instead of the global threat he is now? Well, here at BigBlurryTits.com, we hear ya. We maintain the world's largest archive of genuine, low-resolution internet pornography, including dozens of postage stamp-sized QuickTime videos. I think that one's a hand job. Can't be sure. It's so small. Hey, Rick, do we have categories for these? Is that a hand job? Pretty sure that's a hand job. For the true connoisseur, we can simulate the sound of a 38-baud modem. watch the beautiful ladies of yesteryear being brutally pounded in glorious 112 by 320 resolution. The resolution the internet was built for. Now you'll probably see a little less. But if you browsed porn in the late 90s, you've learned to appreciate the power of the imagination. I think that one's a boob. Rick, is that a boob? Which ones are boobs? BigBlurryTits.com. Best viewed in Internet Explorer 6.
Welcome back to Comedy Bronze, episode 14.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This plugging of the number of our episode is timely.
it is. It's the second episode. Do-over. Welcome back to segment 2 of episode 14.
Yeah.
The first time we've ever mentioned the number of the episode.
Yeah. It's episode 14. I mean, it's the 14th episode that we've actually put up. It's not the 14th episode we've recorded.
Oh, no. There are many episodes that we've recorded that you will never, ever hear.
No, but
ever.
Maybe one day we'll take the audio from those really old, shitty episodes and make you pay for them. Because we need money. Please give us all of your money.
Probably shouldn't have told them they were old and shitty well in advance.
No, that appeals to some people.
Nah, look...
I'm talking to you mustache-wearing shit-tards out there.
The problem with the old episodes is that at least once every 15 minutes, one of us expresses an opinion that is, racist or
mostly racist
or reprehensible.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff we don't want to ever get out in there.
Yeah, it wasn't until we met our current producer that we started to really curb that.
Thanks a lot, Fez.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether or not what you've done is racist.
Well, if I were... Why are you doing that?
I can't help it. It's a compulsion.
You've created incredibly loud clicking on the soundtrack now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Fez isn't a person, it's a Fez sitting next to me.
Yeah, it's a Fez I bought you a couple of years ago,
Yeah, it's a cool Fez.
It's a DM Fez.
Speaking of things from a couple of years ago, Summer Games Done Quick is currently happening.
Yes, it is.
Which is part of the Games Done Quick family. There's Awesome Games Done Quick, and there's Summer Games Done Quick.
Yep.
And there's one of those every 6 months.
Yep, and there's quick games to do on your butt.
Yep, that's entirely different thing.
Yeah, no, what, you don't watch that stream?
Quick games to do on your butt?
Quick games to do on your butt.
No.
Yeah, a lot of card tricks.
A lot of card tricks.
Sorry.
My life has come dangerously unstuck.
You know what? That's the tagline of the show.
My life has come dangerously unstuck. Yeah, it's going to be episode 14. My life has become dangerously...
No, I'm talking about quick games to do in your butt. My life has become dangerously unstuck. Yeah.
So, Games Done Quick, speed running marathons.
Yeah.
Where over a period of about a week, they get tons and tons of speedrunners to come in and do the game that they play.
The game they choose.
Yep, as quick as possible.
The game that they like, that they are good at, that are fast.
In front of an audience of hundreds of thousands. And
around the globe.
It's
now in Technicolor.
It's a charity drive, basically.
Yes, it is. It is.
AGDQ is for cancer, the fighting of.
Yeah.
And STDQ is for Médecins Sans Frontières.
Yeah. Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah. No borders.
No borders.
Got some pointers, though. We're talking about dogs.
Yeah.
So I've watched quite a lot of this year's SGDQ. Not as much as I would have liked to. Often I get to watch about 15 minutes between the time I wake up and the time I have to go for work.
Yep.
They're currently playing Chrono Trigger.
They were playing Chrono Trigger just before.
One of the all-time great SNES RPGs. One of the all-time great RPGs, full stop.
Yeah.
Good old Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Never released in Australia.
Except for that, DS remake.
Except the DS remake 15 years after the fact.
Wasn't it more than 15 years?
I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Oh, okay, because it was only 5 or 6 years ago that it got released here, wasn't it?
Not even... Yes.
Yeah, so it would have been almost 20 years after the fact.
Maybe. No, I think it's less old than that. Anyway.
It's old.
Old-ass long time. So we thought, since everyone is playing old-ass games for charity, we'd talk about old games.
Not for charity, though.
Not for charity,
no.
Just for us.
Yeah, just for us.
Well,
although, if you want to be charitable and give us money, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Just find me on the street.
We don't have any method by which you could give us money, but if you just want to throw coins at Sean, if you see him around...
Yeah, I will thank you while you do it.
I'll put a picture of him up on the...
It'll be a really scared-looking one.
Yeah, because I'll be throwing coins at you.
Yeah, it'll hurt. Oh, man.
Right, well, it was you. You were the progenitor of this topic, Sean.
Progenitals.
What old comics? What old games did you want to talk about?
No, we've done comics. Now we need to do a different thing. Oh, you right there, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. Old games. Well, I think I may have mentioned it once or twice in older episodes, but we didn't really have a console when I was a kid. So a lot of the games that a lot of people our age, so they're late 20s, early 30s, those people, the games that they played, I didn't really get to play until late high school when I started emulating all of them because that was the only way I could enjoy them. So what I had was a shit ton of PC games when I was a kid because Dad liked his PC and he didn't mind it originally when I started playing games on there.
Did you have Super Bowl in the Cup 3D?
Super Ball in the Cup?
Yeah, Super Bowl in the Cup 3D.
No, I'm not familiar with Super Ball in the Cup.
You got to put the ball in the cup.
Okay, yeah.
It's in 3D.
Oh,
It was
hi Seth MacFarlane, when'd you get here?
No, it was what id made before Wolfenstein 3D.
Was it? Super Ball in the Cup.
Super Bowl in the Cup 3D.
Okay, can you just play some of the theme music right now?
Well, it was MIDI, so it was like.
I'm sure you'll be able to find a file somewhere.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was it. I just made it with my mouth, but yeah, I'll put it in.
Yeah, put it underlying this whole speech.
Yeah, I'll put a link up to Super Bowl in the Cup 3D.
Okay, cool. No, I never played Super Bowl in the Cup 3D, but I played things like I played a lot of LucasArts games.
LucasArts, eh?
LucasArts, which are no longer technically a game studio since
They're no longer anything. They were disbanded, thrown away.
Were they absorbed by someone else?
No, they were just shut down.
Oh, okay.
They would absorb them. They were a wholly owned subsidiary of Lucasfilm. Actually, I'm probably talking shit. They probably were sold off at some point.
I'm pretty sure they were absorbed by a different company because there's some other companies now that do the old LucasArts IPs in different forms. I mean,
well, the LucasArts IPs are Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is... No.
Well, I mean, they have other IPs, they just never use them. Unless they, in the last couple of years where they've dusted things off the shelf and gone, hey, let's make some more money off this shit.
Yeah, who wants to make a not very good Monkey Island game? Telltale! Ooh, have at it, boys.
Yeah, so Monkey Island I was really, really a big fan of. Obsessed with. To the point where it was pretty much the first game I actually bought. And when I say I mean my dad bought it to shut me up one time when we were in a newsagents. It was on sale there. That's right, we sold games in newsagents in the 90s.
Oh, wow. Heady days.
Yeah, those halcyon days. So it was in some shitty newsagents in the Mooney Ponds Central where we went to go shopping. And Dad went in...
A single light bulb flickers overhead.
No, Dad went in
A junkie expires in the newspaper aisle.
He went to... In the newspaper aisle? This is an aisle of newspapers?
Yeah, or the magazine aisle.
Oh, okay. Dad went in to, go...
Fucking Motoring Monthly!
Why doesn't it smell like petrol? Dad went in to check the Powerball or something like that because my parents enjoy that tax on hope.
Check the Powerball?
Yeah, take his Powerball ticket then. I was just standing there and I looked at Monkey Island and I was like, Dad, can I get this? Dad, can I get this? Dad, can I get this? Shut up, boy! How much is it? $12? Yeah, alright. How long will it show you up for? Well, it's a video game, so a couple of hours.
Yeah, it was an MI1 and MI2 double pack.
And it had a demo for MI3.
Ooh,
yeah.
The best MI.
Yeah, I've still got that disc, by the way.
Yeah, I know. You loaned it to me once.
Yeah, it is scratched up as fuck now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's I don't have the original box that came in. That I lost years and years ago. But, I've had the disc for years, so now I don't feel bad whenever I pirate it when I have to. Because I've still got a physical copy.
Well, the makers of Monkey Island basically don't exist anymore, and no one really wants to sell it to you.
Well, you can buy it off Steam. You can buy the 3D remake. The remastered one.
Yeah. You can't buy MI3 anywhere.
No. But I assume that's only going to be...
impossible to buy.
That's going to be only for a certain period of time. I assume
it's been from the date of its release in the late 90s to now.
Yeah, but
so I don't see that's stopping anytime soon.
They did a HD remake. Well, I mean, I think you and I spoke about it, not on the podcast, but years ago, I asked you, how difficult would it be for them to remake Monkey Island 3? And you said incredibly, because they'd have to redraw every single one of those things.
It depends... Well, maybe not. Because if it was all hand animated and the original animation cells exist somewhere... in a higher resolution format or a physical format, then they'd still have to rescan them all, redraw all the backgrounds, and all that. So yes,
redo all the audio.
Yeah. No, the audio you could probably get away with.
Maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, still a huge amount of work.
Yeah.
It still basically runs on modern machines.
You have to fuck around with it in Windows 7.
Oh, man!
I'm assuming it doesn't work at all in 10
there's several incredible things I realised I wanted to talk about. But keep
Alright.
talking about
Monkey Island?
Mankey Island.
Mankey Island.
Mankey Island. It's my favourite Pokemon game.
Mankey Island.
I'm going to remake. This is what I'm going to do. This is my new games project.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to remake Monkey Island, but it's going to be called Mankey Island.
Right.
Every character is going to be a Mankey from Pokemon.
Right.
So all the dialogue will be Mankey.
Right.
Just the word Mankey over and over again.
Will LeChuck be a Primeape?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, he will.
Why was there no Mega Primeape?
Because no one but you cares about You know that Primeape has like the laziest design of every Pokemon, right?
What, like he's a fluff ball with legs
It's
and
a
arms?
fluff ball with angry arms.
Yeah.
And a pig nose.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Also, Mega Snorlax. I want Mega Snorlax.
Mega Snorlax would be cool.
Yeah,
He's
but
just even bigger.
Yeah, like, he's even bigger, but I want him floating.
No, he doesn't float. He looms.
Yeah, because every version of the game, he's steadily gotten up, and it's in the latest version that he's standing. So yeah, I want the next one. Like Mega Snorlax floats, always threatening to body slam you.
Everyone forgets that the original 151 were not all winners.
Oh God, no.
Some of them are shit
Yeah.
in terms of character design. Primeape, crap. Execute, it's just eggs.
Shelder
Shelder, a clam.
with a face, with eyes and a tongue.
Oh, the Shelder's kind of cute, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it looks like a pederast.
I'm not sure what you think a pederast is,
It
Sean.
looks like Shelder. Have you not seen like a rapist in the street? He's got like a Shelder for a face, and he's wearing a trench coat.
Voltorb, unspeakably lazy. Rattata, just a rat. Raticate, also just a rat.
Just a bigger, toothier rat.
Pidgey, a bird.
Literally a bird. Literally a pigeon. It's in the name.
Pidgeot, a bigger pigeon.
Pidgeotto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spearow, also a bird.
A different kind of bird.
Caterpie, a caterpillar. I mean,
Beedrill, a bee.
my friend Paul always complains about how every Pokemon is just, I just thought of two concepts, so they mashed them together, and the name is some combination of those two things.
Right.
Like Ice Tire. It's an icy tire. But at least that's two concepts. A lot of the original ones were just one concept.
Yeah.
It's an animal.
Also, that doesn't apply at all. Mashing two things together and getting and putting their name together. Like, where do they get Zapdos from then? A Zappy DOS program?
Yeah.
Who is an electric bird?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't follow.
All right. I'm bailing out of this conversation.
Okay, cool. Moving on to your thing.
I read an
I love
article.
Monkey Island. That was
Yeah, I thought
Everyone
that
should
might
go
be
and play Monkey Island. Seriously, you can go pick up the HD remixes of 1 and 2 on
Good old
Steam.
games.
It's on Steam.
And good old games for cheaper.
Okay, well, I mean, if you wanted in your Steam library, you can get it there. All good old games. Yeah, they're like 10 or $12. It's really cheap. Fuck, you can have it on your fucking iPad if you want. Although the controls are shit. Your thing now.
So I read an article this week by a guy who is trying to make has made
Right.
an accurate Super Nintendo emulator.
What's wrong with the other Super Nintendo
Well,
emulators?
I'm glad you asked, Sean. And the
Okay.
answer is lots of things.
Okay.
First I'll tell you the thing about his accurate one. His 100% accurate Super Nintendo emulator
Right.
requires a minimum of a 3 gigahertz computer to run.
So, the computer that we own, basically. That
Yeah.
each of us owns.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So a modern computer.
A modern fast computer, right?
Right.
ZS NES and SNES 9X and SNES 9X is fairly close to accurate.
Right.
ZS NES is horribly inaccurate in a lot of ways.
Sorry, you said 64, and those are Super Nintendo emulators.
I didn't say 64.
Yeah, you did.
No, I said Super Nintendo, a completely accurate Super Nintendo emulator.
Okay.
I'm going to listen back to this. I
Alright.
have said Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Not Nintendo 64.
All right.
I'm just for the record, I'm talking about a Super Nintendo emulator,
Okay.
not a Nintendo 64 emulator.
So a console that's been out for 25 years?
Yeah.
And he reckons it's now only just now.
It's not even reckons, it is an established fact that
How did he
almost
establish that?
Okay, I'm about to tell you.
Oh, sorry.
Stop asking hostile, suspicious questions.
Sorry.
This sounds like crap, Chris. I think we're full of crap. All right, so other emulators fail in a lot of subtle ways. One easy test is you play Link to the Past
Yep.
on any emulator,
Right.
and the spinning animation of the Triforce
Yeah.
will resolve before the musical cue that is meant to be synchronized to it.
Oh, okay.
does. It's much faster for your recording equipment. This is because their treatment of some thing in the Super Nintendo hardware has not been done completely
I
accurately.
always assumed that was a ROM thing rather than...
No, it's not a ROM thing. It's an emulator thing.
Okay.
There are...
By the way, Comedy Bronze doesn't condone the piracy of any games.
of course not.
Just to cover ourselves.
There's a lot of games that use a technique called, said Chris, reaching for memory, mid-scanline something or other.
I'm sure you can insert yourself saying the right name.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Basically, the way a lot of text is displayed in old Super Nintendo games uses a technique which is very, very hard to emulate in software.
Right.
And so many emulators don't.
Right.
So there are games that use this text rendering technique.
Right.
Their text is just invisible in emulators.
Okay.
Emulators are often built to the Super Nintendo spec.
Yep.
The design spec. Whereas the production spec is different because there were manufacturing defects.
Well, of course.
So there's at least one obscure hardware bug which is almost never correctly emulated, but which many games, because if you're making games for the system, you have to build around this.
Yeah.
They assume it is there and account
Right.
for it. So basically, the Super Nintendo requires way more power and effort to emulate accurately than we ever assumed, which makes the future of emulation really concerning. Because we still now can't accurately emulate pretty much anything after the 16-bit generation.
Right.
The PlayStation 1, I think, is more or less emulated. 64 emulation is a crapshoot.
It's not the Wii. You can emulate the Wii.
You can't... Well, can they?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is after a certain point, the architecture of consoles becomes a lot more like the architecture of modern PCs.
Right.
So there's less shit you have to account for.
Okay. But wouldn't that technically make it easier to emulate?
At a certain point, yes.
Because you assume there'd be crossover.
Yeah.
And the crossover becomes so great that it should be just like, yeah, this
Well,
is
yeah.
this and this and this.
The generation we're at now, they're basically just PCs. I mean, I think most of them are using even x86 chips.
Yeah.
So if you had the source code, you could recompile it for a different machine. Probably talking rubbish.
But how would you get the source code?
Well, yeah, of course you can't.
Okay.
Well, you can decompile from the exe. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's a whole thing. Something like the PS3, which has a completely insane architecture, unlike any other computer that's ever existed,
Yes.
will probably never be emulated in software competently.
At the moment. With the current way that we do anything.
Well, with the current way computers exist,
Right.
yeah, probably not.
Okay.
So emulation is way more interesting than you thought it was. Topic over.
Okay. Cool.
There was another thing I was going to talk about, but I forgot what the fuck it was.
Well, maybe you might remember it in between segments and you can do it in the next one.
Yeah, but we're not between segments yet.
Okay. Well, what were some of the games that you loved when you were a kid? Because you had consoles.
Well, no, I had console. I had a Super Nintendo.
Right. But that was the big one. That was the big one back when we were kids.
Yeah, but I didn't have many games. I had Super Mario. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Yeah.
Right.
Value in video games purchases. The two, for my money, best games, as in retail product,
Right.
that is a game,
Right.
that have ever existed are
Right.
Super Mario All-Stars
Right.
and Valve's The Orange Box.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Orange Box I can get behind because I actually own that. But All Stars I never owned.
All-Stars is the most incredible product.
Yeah.
It has Super Mario Bros. 1. It has Super Mario Bros. 2. It has the real Super Mario Bros. 2, which is called Lost Levels in Europe.
Right.
Sorry, unreleased in Europe. It's called Lost Levels in America.
Right.
It has
the
Super Mario...
Doki Doki Panic one, or
No. Super Mario Bros. 2 is the
There's
Doki
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 Doki.
Panic
Oh,
one.
right,
Lost
yeah.
Levels is actual Mario Bros. 2.
right. Okay.
It has Mario Bros. 3, and it has Super Mario World, if you got the updated cart, which has Super Mario World on it.
Yes.
All of which were like full price retail games, and it have tons and tons of stuff in them.
Yeah.
All on one cartridge.
Yeah.
That was most of what I did with my Super Nintendo was playing through every game in Super Mario All-Stars
Right.
to the end,
Right.
which took up a lot of my childhood.
Yeah.
It was super enjoyable.
I bet you were quiet while you did it too.
Probably was.
Yeah.
Success.
Yeah.
Parenting success.
Yeah.
Probably my lifelong love of platformers is because of that.
Yeah.
And the other game, I think the only other two games I had were Arkanoid,
Right.
which is a breakout game.
Yeah.
That's the musical sting.
Yep.
It's
Okay.
out of Arkanoid.
Yep.
And Yoshi's Island,
Yeah.
which is also an incredible platformer.
It is an incredible platformer.
Yoshi's Island. So
Yeah. So I guess I'm something of an oddity because I didn't play platformers and I don't really care about platformers. I find most platformers to be quite dull. I like games that make me think in weird ways, like the Monkey Island games, where you have to figure out how to use a rubber chicken with a pulley in it.
I find most adventure games to be obtuse to the point of obtusity.
Yes.
Missing a word from that analogy, Chris. No, Monkey Island is pretty good.
Yeah, I love it.
I would concede that your favourite genre is alright.
No, like, well, you can't go wrong with the Super Mario games. I mean, it's obvious why he's still gaming's favourite character.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason for that, and it's because an entire generation, or 2 entire generations now, have grown up playing those games.
Well, it's the nostalgia factor, and also I think for the early Mario games, basically, is if you play those things in order, like 1 to Lost Levels to 3 to Mario World, you can see the evolution of a genre and a set of mechanics and a design based around, because it's very, very interesting is Mario Brothers 3 explodes the number of different forms that Mario can take.
Yeah.
Because it was Mario, Flower Mario,
Yep.
and that was it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it was Mario, Fireflower Mario, Flying Mario, Statue Mario, Hammer Mario, Frog Mario, all these different things.
Yeah.
And then in Super Mario World, they boil it way back down again to just Fireflower and Cape Feather.
Yep.
So ranged attack and flight.
Yep.
And part of me felt a little bit cheated about this. Like, they took away all the things. There were more toys before, but now there are fewer toys. But in the fullness of time, I have to concede that the design of Mario World, built around only that limited number of power-ups, is pretty much perfect.
It's a fun game. I can't deny that. It's just I don't have the love of platformers that other people do.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about why those games are good. And
I freely admit that those, especially those early Mario games, not some of the newer ones, but those early Mario games are exactly what people wanted at the time. They ticked all the boxes. It did everything that the system could do.
Get out, Chris Roberts. It showcased the hardware.
It did everything the system could do.
Get that Mode 7 on.
It gave something different at the time. Because, I mean, platformers had been around. There had been platformers before Mario, but they weren't that large. They weren't world-spanning platformers.
Well, the pre-Mario platformers are. There's a Pac-Man game that is a platformer.
Yeah.
I think is the only real pre-Mario one. There might be a couple others.
Oh, there's a couple on PC that are pre-Mario.
Are there? Like what?
Wasn't Pitfall before Mario?
That's an Atari game. That's a good question, actually. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know whether... But Pitfall isn't really a platformer in the
There's
Mario
running,
sense.
there's jumping.
There are both those things. You're probably right.
Doesn't that technically make it a platformer if you have to run and you have to jump?
I guess.
Yeah.
It's not... Oh, no. Sorry, the specific
Climbing?
genre is scrolling platform.
Oh, what? No, the screens...
No, that's not a scrolling platform.
Yeah.
A scrolling platform has continuous screen scroll.
Right, okay, yeah.
So,
I don't think the Atari could have handled that.
No, it absolutely... Oh, no, it can. There's a couple of games with continuous scrolling. There's Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
Which is sort of continuous scrolling. You scroll...
Sort of? Or...
Yeah, well, the only objects are you and your little snow speeder and some ATs.
Right.
But it does continuously scroll from left to right.
All right.
But there's very little in the world. Anyway, this concludes segment 2, How I Loved a Video Game.
Yeah, the Chris Noon story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Click here to listen to more profiles from findmagicallove.com. Hi there, ladies. My name is Magical Arnold, and I am a wizard. I'm 364 years young and recently divorced, and I'm looking for a serious relationship/business partner. What I'm looking for in a lady is pretty simple. You either need to A. look great in a sparkling spandex outfit, or B. have a cursed blood lineage and no hang-ups about needles. I'm a horned Sagittarius who just loves to cuddle in the smoky light of a crude mud hut and isn't above watching some of the romantic theatre that's out there these days. I used to live hell adjacent, so I'm more than open-minded when it comes to living situations, and not at all adverse to ladies who like the thrill of constant road travel to escape heroes who are trying to kill me and devour my magical heart. That magical heart is for you.
Welcome back to segment 3.
Welcome back.
We spent about 20 minutes trying to come up with something to talk about during segment 3.
Yeah.
This is not a week of high creativity for us.
No, this is what happens when Sean's computer dies. He can't have any real way to look up crap.
Yeah.
Don't point at me. It's your rubbish on the floor.
You're the one compressing it with your foot.
I will kill you with this rubbish. And no one will find your body.
So I've got an inroad into sort of the topic we eventually settled on.
Yep.
In my blog notes,
Blog notes.
the show notes for last week's episode, which I uploaded about 3 hours ago, and which no one has read.
Well, I'll probably read them when I get home. I'll read them on my...
I make the claim that Egoraptor is the most influential animator of the last 10 years.
Really? How do you support this claim?
Every time I see a piece of animated stuff on the internet,
Right.
it looks like Egoraptor did it, even when he didn't.
Oh, okay.
That's my that's the support for my claim.
Well, how often do you watch animated stuff on the internet?
Oh, specifically Newgrounds. Whenever because I don't go back to Newgrounds intentionally, but I sometimes get linked to it from other places.
Right.
And his style of animation is pretty dominant.
Yeah.
Lots of Ren and Stimpy-esque character model changes in between scenes. Lots of ridiculous, exaggerated facial expressions.
Well, yeah.
Lots of trying to make the characters look as gross as possible in extreme close-ups.
Defeat it now, bitch!
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I don't think Egoraptor is actually the most influential animator of the last decade, but he's certainly...
He's up there.
He's had a reach.
Yeah. At least on the internet. He's probably not, had a reach out in the actual real world of animation out there.
Internet is the real world of animation. Anyone can animate.
No, I mean like where the money is making animation.
Oh, yeah. Like, all those animated shows that are loss leaders and ads for toys.
Yeah.
That's where the money is.
That's where the money is.
There's no money in animation.
No, there isn't.
Anyway, the topic is animation.
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun.
So, I was thinking, pretty
Sean,
much
in the latest of his many trips to the nostalgia well.
Yeah. From which I frequently quench my thirst.
My hair is greasy.
Oh, what, are you just confirming this now with a voice in your head?
Yeah.
Your hair is greasy. My hair is greasy.
Hero, your hair is greasy.
Watch that.
Watch that.
Yeah, it's just... I was thinking about... Because I was watching an animation that started up this last week called We Bear Bears from Cartoon Network.
We Bear Bears.
Yeah. We bear, as in, bare your chest, bears. And it's about 3 bears.
It's about a group of naked bears?
Mm-mm.
It's about a group of naked bears. Mm-mm. It's about a group of naked bears.
I don't know why you're stuck on that.
We bear bears. We naked ursines.
No, they're not. They're not. Well, I mean, they're naked in the.
How is the word bear in the second? Sorry, how is the first bear in the name spelled?
B-A-R-E.
So we naked bears.
Yeah. Look, I'm not telling you. They're not naked, all right. Well, not naked in any sense. They're naked in the sense they're not wearing people clothes.
Yeah.
Okay.
How come Goofy doesn't have to wear pants? Sorry. How come Goofy gets to wear pants?
Okay. Donald doesn't wear pants.
No, Donald doesn't wear pants.
You really don't want Donald to get aroused around you.
Donald is fully dressed.
Yeah.
Which is to say he's wearing a hat and a shirt.
Yep. And if he gets aroused, spiral cock.
Only if he is a Muscovy duck.
Right? What if he's not?
Only some species of duck actually have penises. The others have the traditional bird cloaca arrangement.
So how does that work?
I don't know.
That's not what we're talking about.
What do you mean, how does that work? Ask an ornithologist.
Put on a hat.
Put a hat on it. Put a bird on it.
Put a bird on your hat.
My life has come dangerously unstuck.
No, I wanted to talk about the animation that we watched as kids as compared with animation now. Now, I've rewatched a couple of the shows that I really loved as a kid and thought had great animation, and they really don't. E.g., the animated Spider-Man from the 90s.
Oh, wow, yeah. 90s Spider-Man is pretty bad.
And Street Sharks. And...
Wait, you went back and watched Street Sharks?
I watched a couple of episodes on YouTube. The animation is atrocious.
Yeah.
Or just not there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like they've just shown an image, a still image, and then another still image of what obviously transpired throughout that scene, and then another still image, and then they actually go back to animation.
Wait, what? Street Sharks sounds horribly lazy.
Yeah, it's very lazy. X-Men, the animated series, had better animation than Spider-Man, but only just. Mm-hmm. As in, they occasionally looked like they moved, whereas he just sort of was obviously moved down a set piece of Manhattan.
X-Men's still pretty bad.
Yeah. And yet you compare that with things like Batman, the animated series, when it actually looks like it's animated.
Yeah, well, it's a difference of, in a lot of cases, I think, budget.
It's definitely a difference.
Batman the animated series, I'm sure, was very, very expensive to produce.
Oh, fuck yes. With those colours and that design, it would have been shitloads of money every week.
I think they got a lot of mileage out of background reuse. All the Wayne Manor interiors were reused a lot, and a lot of the Gotham City skyline stuff would have been recycled. Because that part of animation has always been reusing as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, because if we cut corners like that, it'll save us $10,000.
Yeah, or more. Yeah. See also every anime transformation sequence ever. Oh, this will knock off 2.5 minutes of the episode.
Exactly.
We don't have to reanimate it.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Look, and if we wanted to make it look different, we'll just recolor things. And that's not going to cost us very much money at all.
That's fine.
No. Just use fucking MS Paint and get that paint bucket out.
Yeah, we were talking about Adobe Flash and Toon Boom.
Yes.
That's actually what it's called. It's not just called Toon Studio, Chris. Okay. It's called Toon Boom. Toon Boom Studio.
Toon Boom of toonboom.com.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. It's like I was watching...
The best thing about them is that they let you make changes to things that don't require you to send a set of instructions to Korea and then wait 9 months for the results to come back.
Well, is that a problem with the industry or a problem with the...
It's not a problem. It's just how technology has made some parts of animation easier.
No. I was thinking about the way they order animation. Like, everything is outsourced to Korea or China or something like that. And it's not all done by someone in the next room where you can go in and be like, no, you need to redo this. This isn't quite right. You have to get in contact with someone who's a million miles away. Yeah,
well, labour costs have basically been the big historic hurdle for animation.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not sure the reason that 90s X-Men looks so shitty now is because it was done by Koreans.
Is it?
I don't think we can really blame them for it.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that...
Because, I mean, Walt Disney Company has been churning out amazing animation for the entirety.
For all of the 20th century.
Yeah, if you're willing to pay for it. It's when you get into the lower budget bracket of animation that stuff starts.
But why would Marvel have not spent the money on it when they...
Because Marvel wasn't a big deal in the 1990s.
Right.
Like, Marvel wouldn't have paid to produce that at all. They would have sold the license to Fox or someone.
Right.
Who then would have...
Because this would have been right before their days of saying, yeah, we'll just allow anyone to dress up as a character from our comics as long as you pay us money. And you can dress them up anywhere. Because there used to be people dressed up as Spider-Man and the X-Men just wandering around Disneyland because Disney was like, here, Marvel, here's some money. We just want to use your characters for a couple of months. They're just going to wander around. You didn't know about this? You didn't know about this?
No, I wasn't aware that Spider-Man and the X-Men had ever been in specifically Disneyland.
Oh, it wasn't just because they were in Disney. They were everywhere. People would just pay Marvel and they would just be like, yeah, you can just have Spider-Man. He can just hang out in your theme park for ages.
Right.
Yeah, just jumping on rides and saying they're cool. Just give us money. Give us so much money. It was like Marvel was a junkie, and they just desperately needed their next fix.
Sounds like Marvel was exploiting its intellectual property with an unusual degree of savvy.
Yeah.
For 90s Marvel.
Well, I mean, yeah, this was right after things like the Death and Return of Superman, which killed comics during the 90s. People just didn't read comics after stuff like that.
I don't think... No.
Okay.
How dare you?
Okay.
How dare you blame the death of comics on anyone other than Rob Liefeld? Rob Liefeld was the death of comics in the 90s.
Okay.
Get out.
All right. Yeah, so, I mean... So, things like that were happening. So, it was... So I guess that's why they made those Marvel animations that were so crappy. Like people just
No, I just
no, it's just, they just it was a budgetary thing.
Yeah,
so it's
of
like
course,
we're going to try and make some money on merchandise, but it doesn't matter about the animation.
exactly. It's the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the Transformers cartoon looks like shit as well.
Yeah.
Like, all those merchandise-driven shows from that period look really crap. And
Yeah.
because the shows were, what is the minimum amount of money we can spend to create something that kids will watch, because kids are idiots and have no ability to discern good from bad.
Yeah.
And then we'll sell them a bunch of toys.
Yeah.
And that was where all those shows came out of.
Yeah. And yet things now can still have merchandising for it, but actually be decently animated.
I think the cost of animation in general has gone down, and the tools for animation are definitely a lot better now because of third-party software of various kinds.
Yeah.
And the turnaround times and the ability to correct mistakes is a lot better.
I mean,
But also, I think more of it is just being done by local studios as opposed to foreign
overseas.
outsourcing.
Yeah. I mean, because things like Gravity Falls, Steven Universe, Adventure Time, Jesus, even the regular show, they've all got really good animation.
Yeah, the standard animation in general has gotten a lot better.
Like, and is that just because of software, or is it actually a money thing? Or is it that we're just getting old and we're just like, I don't understand these new kids with their new fandangled Pokemons and their Walkmans?
Honestly, I don't know. I think a lot of it probably has to do with how the shows make their money.
Right.
Because, Adventure Time is definitely a huge merchandising success.
Oh, fuck yes.
But I don't think that is the primary way.
It
might be.
I don't know. Did Cartoon Network greenlight that show thinking it would make them a lot of money in merchandise? Because, I mean, they definitely didn't think that when they greenlit Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Rick and Morty's not a... Well, Rick and Morty, they knew would sell DVDs.
Oh, fuck yeah. They were going to sell loads of DVDs.
I heard a thing where one of the people from Man of Action, the people who did Ben 10 and Generator Rex,
Yeah.
were talking about how they got paid shit all for making the show.
Right.
And all of their cut came from merchandising, basically.
Right.
So those shows were still, and that's in the fairly recent past, about
Ben 10's still popular.
about selling toys and T-shirts and stuff.
How is Ben 10 still popular? I didn't even think it was still running. Is it still running?
I have no idea.
They're still selling Ben 10 shit.
All those shows work like professional wrestling.
How's that?
The fan base is replaced every 4 years, so then you can just go tell the same stories again.
Except for things like Pokemon.
The fan base of Pokemon is replaced every 4 years.
The fan base of Pokemon hasn't been replaced. I'm still a fan of Pokemon.
Most of the people who like Pokemon when they're kids do not become lifelong obsessives.
I'm not obsessed with
Most of them grow out of it.
I'm not obsessed with
as
it.
is good and natural.
I'm not obsessed with it.
And
Stop judging me.
I'm not judging you, Sean.
Just because I'm eating a Pikachu. If I eat the Pikachu, I'll become the Pikachu.
It's only my third of today. I don't have a problem.
Yeah, look, I know I love Pokemon. I could just never eat a whole one.
How did my life go so wrong?
But no, I was just finding it interesting when I was watching Star vs. the Forces of Evil, which is a Disney cartoon.
It is.
Which is gorgeously animated.
Animated with Toon Boom.
Yeah, it is actually animated with Toon Boom.
The other thing is, I think it's a stylistic... actually, now I think I've actually found something. I found fertile ground.
Okay.
The defining aspect of X-Men and Spider-Man and also Transformers,
Right.
in many ways, is that they take place in kind of realistic worlds.
Right.
And the people in it look kind of like real humans.
Right.
Adventure Time has very, very simple character designs.
Blobs.
Yeah, they're basically outlines with very little shading, just kind of solid colours for hat and shirt or pants or whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff that can be... Finn looks different in every episode of Adventure Time.
Right.
Like, he is constantly off-model in various ways.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
No.
Because the style of the show just sort of absorbs all those minor inaccuracies.
Yeah.
Without it really mattering.
Yes.
Star is kind of similar. It's a lot of... It's sort of thick outlines, lots of... Very few hard angles on any of the characters. Not a lot of detail on the faces or clothes or stuff.
Yeah.
But enough there. And sort of watercolour-ish backgrounds that don't really need to look realistic.
Yeah.
Everything kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
Gravity Falls looks a bit like that. Steven Universe looks a bit like that. Well, Steven Universe has really good backgrounds.
Yes, it does. Some of those look fucking hand-painted.
Yeah. Look amazing.
Yeah. Like...
I love Steven Universe. It's the greatest show. Everyone should go watch it.
Oh, God, yes. If Rebecca Sugar had a dick, I would suck it.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, folks. Chris has just thrown up in his own pants.
Why have I agreed to do this with you?
On a weekly basis. What? What's wrong with what I said? I mean, if she does have a dick, I'll suck it.
Oh my God.
Rebecca Sugar, if you're listening, I'm sure I'm sure you have a lovely penis. Chris, come back to me. He's had to turn away. He can't look at me.
We can never go back. Cartoons nowadays, pretty much across the board, have a simpler art style, I think.
Yeah.
I also think there are a lot more animation professionals now than there were back then.
Right.
Because the industry seems to be able to support more of them.
Right, okay.
At once. There's sort of more diverse avenues of distribution. I don't know, something. So, if you work in the animation industry, have any idea how any of this shit works?
Yeah.
Send us an email at thirdplacejoke@gmail.com.
And if you're Rebecca Sugar and you want your dick sucked, definitely email us at thirdplacejoke@livesin.com at gmail.com. That's our
I'm
website.
cutting all this out. Everything after you say, if Rebecca Sugar had a dick, I would suck it, I'm cutting it. It's just going to be saying, at this point, Sean talks about Rebecca Sugar's notional penis for about 6.5 minutes.
You're not cutting it out. It's too good.
And the show's over, and goodbye.
It's not over. It's not over. It's never over. It's over. I say when it's over. Yeah, everyone should definitely go watch Steven Universe. It's a fantastic show.
But the Venture Brothers is still animated. The
outsourced animation.
Yeah, the animation is still outsourced.
Yeah, I remember that from a couple of the things I've listened to of those guys.
Some portion of all animation is still done elsewhere.
Right.
But I think the tools available and
elsewhere, like it was done here in the beginning.
Yeah.
Do you mean elsewhere, as in not the West, Chris? You secret racist.
Yes. I'm a secret racist.
Oh, you're an out there racist.
Yeah, I'm a public racist. I hate them.
Public racist.
Yeah, fuck it. I hate them. I hate them honkies.
Oh man, white people are the worst.
I hate them.
Redacted.
I hate them. You know what? No, even in joke, I don't actually want to say any racial slurs.
You did though. You said Jippo.
Yeah, but I'm cutting that out.
Oh really? Are you just going to put in redacted?
Redacted.
Redacted.
The segment's over. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought it was all good stuff. Sounded good. People, I was having a good time. You're having a good time.
The calls are coming. The calls were coming in from Hollywood. Yeah, we heard that. Heard that dick sucking bit you did. We really liked that. We think we can make that work.
Yeah. I want to get you on screen with a Rebecca Sugar lookalike. It's going to have a beard, though, so I hope you're all right with that.
Rebecca Sugar could not be reached for comment.
Well, she could be, but she kept telling us to fuck off.
Rebecca Sugar had nothing nice to say.
What other animation is good and I could suck people's dick? Pendleton Ward definitely would suck that man's dick. Just like all up inside there. Should I swallow the mic now, Chris? Is that what I should do?
No, I don't. Stay away from the mic.
Lean in there.
Get off it.
Just ow.
Get off the mic.
Ow. That's my dick sucking face. Why would you flick that? Alright, I think we might be done with this segment.
Oh, really? You think we're done now?
Yeah, no, now I'm done. I'm exhausted now. I've spent myself. All that dick sucking.
That was Comedy Bronze, apparently.
Episode 14.
Thanks for listening. I'm so sorry.
Hi, I'm Sean from Comedy Bronze. I don't wish to apologise for the actions that I've just performed, and if anything, I'm here to advertise a new sideline that I'm starting up without Chris's knowledge. If you'd like to have your dick sucked on the air, please contact me at thirdplacejoke@gmail.com. I will definitely suck any and all dicks that are emailed to us if I deem them worthy of my talents. Thank you and good night.